betrothed against her will to a human. She expected cruelty. Instead, he showed her kindness no one ever had. Talia's stylus scratched across the hollow contract, sealing her fate under the watchful eyes of 6 armored guards, their scaled arms crossed, tails twitching in unison. She kept her gaze locked on the flickering symbols, no glance spared for the human. Ethan Ward stood silent across the vaulted chamber, his plain tunic a stark contrast to the jeweled robes of the court. Chamberlain Sorek stepped forward, his elongated snout curling in approval. The bond is formalized, Lady Talia Vesh. Speak the vows, or forfeit your house's alliance. Talia straightened, her iridescent scales shimmering under the chamber's harsh lights. She recited the ancient words, voice steady as forged alloy. I yield my autonomy to the Union's will. My lineage binds to his claim. Ethan cleared his throat. The sound cut through the murmurs like a blade. All eyes snapped to him. Not yet, he said in crisp Veshari, accent flawless from years as translator. He raised a hand. I add this. No act proceeds without her consent, spoken and honored. Gasps rippled through the assembled nobles. Sorek's frills flared red. Human, you presume to alter sacred right? The contract stands. Ethan met the Chamberlain's glare. The contract allows amendments before sealing. Talia signed. Now, I speak mine. Talia's heart stuttered. She forced her face neutral, but her tail coiled tight behind her robes. No one challenged Veshari tradition, especially not a soft-skinned outsider bartered for fleet access. Sorek hissed, proceed, or the alliance crumbles. Ethan turned to her. His brown eyes held steady, no smirk, no demand. Talia, do you accept this clause? The chamber held its breath. Guards shifted, claws scraping stone. Her mind raced. Refuse, and her house lost everything. Accept, and invite his mockery later. I accept, she said, voice low. Sorek slammed his staff. The contract glowed sealed. The Union binds. Human spouse claim your privileges. Take her to chambers now. Tradition demands proof of intent. Nobles leaned forward, frills quivering in anticipation. Talia braced. Veshari nobles seized new consorts publicly. A grasp, a mark, dominance displayed. Ethan held power now. He would crush her resistance to boast. Ethan didn't move. He faced Sorek. No, the chamber exploded in snarls. Sorek's eyes bulged. Insolence. Guards, enforce. 2 guards lunged toward Talia, but Ethan stepped between, palms up. Wait. This is her marriage too. Talia blinked. He blocked for her. Sorek jabbed his staff. Tradition. Claim her or dissolve the bond. Ethan turned to Talia. His voice dropped, calm amid the chaos. Talia, set the first boundary. What do you need from me now? Her frills flattened in shock. Boundary? No, Veshari Lord asked. They commanded. She scanned the room. Nobles jeering, Sorek foaming, Dr. Sodek, Mira Han watching from the shadows, her human face unreadable.
Speak, Sorek roared.
Talia's mind whirled. Test him. No touch, she said firmly. Not my scales, not my arm. Nothing until I say. Ethan nodded once. Agreed. Your rule stands. Sorek laughed. A wet rasp. Fool. Prove the bond. Kiss her. Mark her. The court chanted now, tails thrashing. A noble flung a challenge. Weak bloodline. He fears her claws. Ethan ignored them. He offered his arm instead. Elbow bent. Walk with me. To your quarters if you wish. Or stay here. Talia hesitated. Guards loomed. Refuse. And Sorek declared failure. She placed her hand on his sleeve. Cloth, not skin. No scales grazed hers. He matched her pace as they moved toward the arched exit. Nobles surged forward. 1. Lord Kresh grabbed Ethan's shoulder. Coward, take her. Ethan shrugged free without force. Talia's rule held. No retaliation. Kresh snarled. Claws extended toward her. Ethan shifted, body blocking the noble's path. Back off. She's under my protection now. Kresh froze. Talia felt the human's warmth radiate, not touching, but shielding. No Veshari male stood so still under threat. Sorek barked orders. Seize the human. Test his claim. Doctor. Mira Han glided in, her liaison badge glinting. Chamberlain, per diplomatic code, humans require adjustment periods. Observe first. Soric whirled. Your pet human defies us. Mira's voice stayed even. He honors her words. Watch. Talia's tail uncurled slightly. Ethan hadn't flinched. They reached the corridor, guards trailing at a distance. He glanced down. Water or quiet first? She studied him. Practical, no demands. Quiet. He nodded. They walked in silence, her hand light on his sleeve. Palace halls echoed with distant chants, but here, peace. At her chamber doors, Soric caught up, entourage in tow. Enter, consummate, or I void it. Ethan faced the door. Talia's choice. Her scales prickled, fear twisted. What if he tired of games? But his stance stayed open, hands loose. Inside, she said. Alone, he stepped back. I'll wait out here, call if needed. Soric shoved past. Lies. He plots weakness. Talia entered alone, door sealed. She leaned against it, hearts pounding, no pursuit. No force. Minutes passed. She activated the scan. Corridor empty save Ethan, perched on a bench, reviewing a data pad. Soric paced nearby, ranting to guards. Curiosity pulled her back. She cracked the door. Why? Ethan looked up. Why what? Obey, so fast. He set the pad down. Consent's my baseline, not a game. Bashari didn't bargain with underlings, yet he treated her as equal. Soric tests you hourly. Fail and... I know. He stood, keeping distance. Dr. Han briefed me. Your protocols protect status. Humans protect choice. She frills twitched. Amusement? Choice weakens alliances. Choice builds them. He smiled faintly. Ask Mira. She'll show you our side. Footsteps approached. Soric stormed up. Night falls. Bed her, human. Ethan crossed his arms. Her boundary holds. No touch. The chamberlain's tail lashed. Public display. Escort her to the hall. Dance. Claim. Talia emerged. Test deeper. One more rule. No orders to me. Ask. Ethan inclined his head. Talia, join the hall or stay? Soric sputtered. She must. Nobles gathered again, drawn by noise. Lord Kresh sneered. He cowers. Discard him. Talia watched Ethan. No push. She chose. Stay. He bowed slightly. Here, then. Soric signaled guards. They herded the group to the grand hall, crystal chandeliers pulsing light. Music swelled. Harsh Vishari drums. Couples whirled, males gripping females in dominance holds. Dance, Soric commanded Ethan. Ethan turned to her. Would you like to dance, or watch? Her scales warmed. No grip awaited. Watch. They stood at the edge. Kresh approached, wine chalice raised. Human filth. She deserves a true lord. Ethan sipped his own cup, eyes on the dancers. She's choosing. Talia's hand brushed her arm. No touch from him, even in crowd press. A servant bumped her. Ethan steadied the tray, not her. Soric cornered them. Privilege denial mocks tradition. Take her hand, now. Ethan met her gaze. Talia. Permission. Always, her voice came soft. No, he stepped back. No, it is. Gasp spread. Nobles whispered. Soric's frills drained color. This endures till dawn. Fail and exile. Ethan nodded. We'll manage. Hours blurred. Court probed. Taunts. Spills. Shoves disguised as accidents. Ethan deflected with words. Space. Never touch. Once, Kresh lunged claws out. Ethan sidestepped, guiding Talia behind a pillar with a nod. No grab. Dawn light filtered through domes. Soric slumped. The bond holds provisionally. Talia faced Ethan. Exhaustion tugged, but trust flickered. You obeyed. Talia bolted the inner door. The lock engaged with a sharp snick. She retreated 3 paces, spines rigid along her neck. Boots scraped in the outer suite. Not a charge. Ethan. Fabric dragged across polished stone. A pallet thudded against the outer doorframe. She froze, ears twitching. He settled there, a barrier of his own making. Silence stretched. Her claws flexed against her palms. Any consort would shatter this door by now. Claim rights by force. Soric's whispers echoed in her mind. Humans break fragile things. No splinter of wood came, no demand. A chime sounded at the suite entrance. Servants. Bridal tonics, a voice announced through the panel, by Chamberlain Sorik's order, to honor the bond. Ethan's response stayed even. Set the trays down. I'll inspect. Trays clattered on the threshold, footsteps retreated. Talia pressed her ear to the inner door, liquid sloshed. A faint beep, scanning tech. Dr. Hans Lohner, no doubt. Human caution. Contaminants detected. Ethan said aloud. His voice carried clear, for record, sedatives, neurobinders, the Shari strain 7 alpha. Muscle relaxants, unregistered hybrid, logged to diplomatic channel. Contamination attempt, bridal suite, post-vigil cycle. He poured. Liquid splashed into the waste chute, trays scraped empty. Her scales prickled. Sorik's test. Weaken her, force compliance. Prove the union flawed. Exile loomed if it crumbled. Ethan shifted. His palate creaked. He stood guard. Minutes bled into hours. No more chimes. No battering ram. Talia paced her chamber. The air grew thick, recycled through vents. Her throat dried. Hunger gnawed, but she ignored it. Another chime. Later. Insistent. Further tonics. The same servant droned. Strength for the noble lady. Same protocol. Ethan replied. Trays down. Scan. Pour. Elevated dosage. Log appended. Second attempt. Timestamps synced. She clenched her jaw. Sorik escalated. Protocol demanded she drink. Refusal invited scandal, but Ethan blocked it clean. Footsteps multiplied outside. Whispers. A new voice. Sorik's underling. Human. Tradition requires delivery. Inside. The lady must partake. Tradition notes consent in bonding, Ethan countered. Contaminated goods breach alliance terms. Report filed. Next tray. Grumbling, trays dropped. More scans, more waste. Talia sank to the floor. Her tail coiled tight. He guarded without entry, without demand. Dawn's hum filtered through the dome vents. Vaishari Palace stirred. Distant drums from the halls. A soft knock rattled her door. From the outer suite, not a pound. A tap. Talia? Ethan's voice, low. Trays cleared. Third batch dumped. All logged. She rose silent, claws retracted. The lock turned under her hand. The door eased open. Empty trays stacked neat by the chute. No spills. No residue. Ethan stood at the outer door. Pallet wedged firm behind him. His frame filled the gap. Broad shoulders relaxed but planted. One hand rested on a comm panel. Report light blinking green. He met her gaze. No advance. Water's clean in the dispenser. Food sealed, if you're ready. Her spines eased a fraction. Scales cooled. You tested all? Every vial. He nodded to the scanner on his belt. Mira calibrated it for Vishari markers, caught the binds before they hit the chute. Sorik's ploy foiled. No weakness to exploit. No forced breach. She stepped forward. One pace. The suite's antechamber felt vast, unclaimed. Why post there? The bedchamber, outer door is the line. He gestured. Simple. You hold the inner, I hold this. No claim on her space. No tradition's grip. A chime pierced the air. The Sorik seal flashed on the wall panel. Chamberlain incoming, Ethan read, with witnesses. Talia straightened. Court politics coiled anew. Sorik would probe the bond, demand proofs. Let him test, she said, voice steady. Ethan shifted his palette aside. Just enough for the door. Together? Her tail flicked. Affirmation. The outer panel slid open. Sorik swept in. Frills flared crimson. Two guards flanked. A notary trailed, stylus glowing. Noble Talia Vesh. Sorik's gaze raked her. Then Ethan. The vigil passed. Provisionally. Now? Consummation protocol. Share quarters fully. No locks. No barriers. Ethan crossed his arms. Quarters shared. Barriers per consent. Sorik's frills twitched. Human evasion. Tradition. Tradition yields to alliance charter, Talia cut in. Her voice rang clear. Article 14. Mutual safeguard. Contaminants logged. Your servant's trays violated it. Sorik's eyes narrowed. Tonks strengthened the bond. You refuse honor? Refuse poison. Ethan tapped his comm. Reports forwarded to the embassy. Human embassy. Vishari High Council. Gasps from the notary. Guards shifted. Sorik leaned close to Talia. Claws tapped her arm. Protocol touch. This creature weakens you. Yield now. Annul before shame spreads. Her spines rose. But Ethan's presence anchored the room. No lunge. No grab. Just the line he held. No, she said. The bond holds. Sorik recoiled. Frills drained. Insolence! I summon the court. Summon. Ethan stepped forward. Not between, but beside. But logs first. Full chain. Vigil compliance. Contamination logs. Consent records. Denotary stylus flew. Data synced. Sorik whirled. You plot my fall? Plot safety. Ethan's tone stayed level. Yours included. Bad tonics reflect on the house. Talia watched. Human words twisted Vishari games. Not domination. Deflection. Sorik stormed out. Guards trailed. Panel hissed shut. Silence returned. She turned to Ethan. You built no cage. He shrugged. Picked up a sealed ration pack. Offered it. Lines optional. Your call. Her claws brushed his as she took it. First touch. Hers. Trust flickered brighter. But the panel chimed again. Urgent pulse. Kresh's seal. Ethan checked the scanner. No trays this time. Armed approach. Talia's scales heated. Rival lord. Sorik's ally. Direct challenge. Inner room? Ethan asked. She shook her head. Here. With the line. He nodded. Repositioned the pallet. Door braced. Footsteps thundered outside. Kresh's roar echoed. Open. I claim the flawed bond. Talia stood firm. Ethan's calm held the threshold. The assault began. Kresh's guards slammed against the door. Metal buckled. Talia gripped the pallet edge. Her scales locked tight. Ethan braced beside her. No shove, no claim. He scanned the panel. 3 hostiles, armed with stunners. Kresh leads. Claim the bond? Talia's voice sharpened. Rival lords devoured weak unions. Her house would shatter. Try. Ethan tapped the log recorder. We hold records. Consent chain intact. The door groaned. Sparks flew. Kresh burst through. Frills flared crimson. Claws extended. Flawed Vishari! Human taint ends now. Talia stepped forward. Ethan matched her pace. Side by side. Kresh lunged. Guards flanked. Stunners hummed. Ethan raised empty hands. Lord Kresh, logs first. Bond verified. Assault logs your house. Kresh snarled. I supersede Sorik decrees logs. Ethan projected the hollow. Her signature is consent ping. Dr. Mira's human seal. Attack voids your alliance claim. Guards hesitated. Kresh's frills twitched. Talia saw it. The flicker. Doubt. She straightened. Withdraw, Kresh. Or face the full court chain. Kresh spat. Backed 1 step. This fails you both. He whirled. Guards retreated. Door sealed. Silence crashed. Talia's pulse slowed. Ethan checked the breach. Sealed it smooth. You held the line, she said. Your house. Your lead. He offered a repair tool. Fix or call tech. She took it. Claws steady. First unforced choice. Panel chimed. Dr. Mira's face appeared. Ethan. Status. Clear. Kresh probed. Logs sent. Mira nodded. Good. Court session tomorrow. Sorik pushes hierarchy test. Prep protocols. Talia's scales chilled. Public gaze. 1 slip. Her status crumbled. Protocols, she said. Ethan, you memorize 3. Now. He tilted his head. List them. She recited sharp. First, bow depth matches rank. Mine superior, yours deferent. Second, no direct address to elders without proxy. Third, retreat from challenge paths. Never block. Ethan nodded. Pulled his translator slate. Show visuals. She projected hollows. Palace diagrams. Bow arcs. Proxy flows. Retreat grids. 1 hour passed. Servants delivered sealed trays. No tonics this time. Ethan studied. Repeated. Drilled. Done, he said. Bowed precise. Depth perfect. Proxy ping to you for elders. Retreat grid clear. Talia tested him. Elder approaches. Path blocks. Proxy you. Step aside. Grid left, flawless, her frills eased. Adequate. You trade? Trade. One human custom. Ask first, before touch. Meal share. Space enter. Say may I. Consent rules. Vishari never asked. Power demanded, but his eyes held steady. No trap. Agreed, she said. Test now. Servant inspection. Servants filed in. Trays balanced. One stumbled. Spill risk near her palate. Old habit. Talia snapped. Correct stance. Servant flinched. Bowl tipped. May I? Ethan's voice cut calm. He steadied the tray. Servant blinked. Yes, yes, Excellency. Talia watched. Servant straightened. No spill. Gratitude rippled frills. She nodded. Efficient. Inspection cleared. Servants bowed out. Ethan cleared trays. No grab. No order. Custom works, she said. Practice. He stepped back. Your space. Court session dawned. Grand hall thrummed. Nobles clustered. Frills vibrant. Scales polished. Sorek presided, eyes on Ethan. Talia entered regal. Ethan at deferent pace. Bow depth, exact. Murmurs rose. Sorek signaled. Human consort. Present homage. Ethan bowed to Talia first. Proxy ping chimed. Perfect. Sorek pressed. Now, to elders. He gestured a high lord. Frills coiled. Path blocked deliberate. Trap sprung. Direct address or hierarchy breach. Nobles leaned. Talia's claws tensed. One wrong step. Her shame. Ethan paused. No block. No retreat grid yet. He turned to her. Proxy? Lady Talia? She pinged assent. He spoke through her channel. Elders honor Lady Talia's house. Her vigilance shields us all. Words, twisted, not deferent drone. Compliment elevated her status. Elders' frills brightened. Applause rippled. Sorek's face paled. Frills drained. Irrelevant flattery. Tradition holds. Ethan bowed final. Stepped grid retreat. Clean exit. Talia's chest warmed. He turned her loss to win. No domination. Deflection pure. Session broke. Nobles swarmed her. Praise flowed. Sorek retreated. Glare venomous. Back chambers. Dr. Nira waited. Saw the feed. Smooth redirect. Ethan shrugged. For protocols. My ask. Talia faced him. You could claim credit. Team. He offered a datapad. Next session logs? She took it. Claws brushed his. Intentional. May I review first? Always. Sorek's seal chimed urgent. Hall feed replayed. Her triumph looped. But subchannel pulsed. Private audience. Kresh allies gather. True test comes. Talia's scales heated. Politics coiled tighter. Ethan's calm held steady beside her. Chamberlain's next trap brewed. But this time, she chose the line. Servants entered with evening trays. One bore a sealed vial. Sorek's mark. Test or poison? Inspect? Ethan asked. Talia nodded. Together. He scanned. Clear. But logs it. She broke the seal. Shared sip. No burn. Trust deepened. One ask at a time. Night fell. Guards posted. Whispers echoed halls. Human anomaly shifted courts. Talia lay on pallet. Ethan across the line. No cage. Choice. Frills relaxed. Sleep came easy. Dawn chime. Sorek's voice boomed. Public. Consort challenge. Hierarchy. Duel. Trap escalated. Nobles summoned. Her house hung. Ethan rose. Protocols ready? She stood. Ask first. May we? Yes. Claws linked his hand. First grip. Hers. They stepped to the hall. Sorek waited. Frills triumphant. Guards ringed a challenge circle. High lords judged. Human. Sorek sneered. Face Vishari right. Yield status. Or break bond. Ethan entered circle. Talia at edge. Heart raced. His compassion versus raw power. First clash. Guard lunged. Ethan dodged grid precise. Proxy pinged to her. Honor your house? She assented. He countered. Not strike, but pin. Guard yielded. Murmurs swelled. Second guard. Stunner whip. Ethan asked air. May I deflect? Imagined consent. Whip tangled own wielder. Sorek roared. Cheat. Custom, Talia called. Ask first, key honors. Third, Sorik's elite, claws raked. Ethan retreated grid. Then compliment twist. Elite serves Lady Talia unmatched, pride swelled. Yielded, circle cleared, nobles erupted, Sorik staggered. Impossible. Ethan bowed to her. Your win. Talia pulled him close, scales against his warmth. Ours, court hailed, bond sealed, not forced, chosen. But Kresh's shadow loomed. Alliance plots thickened. One more line to hold, nobles swarmed Talia at the banquet's crystal core. Frills quivered inches from her scales, breath hot with spiced vapor. She froze, claws curling inward. Protocol demanded poise, but their eyes gleamed with challenge. Post-duel vultures, scenting weakness. Ethan slid between her and the press. His shoulder blocked the nearest frill. Lady Talia claims her space under Right 47, Alpha. Minimum approach, 2 arm lengths, enforced now. The crowd rippled, a lord's tail lashed. Human words bind no Vishari honor. Legal proxy binds all, Ethan said, voice level. Like reading cargo manifests. He traced an invisible grid in the air. Diplomatic safe zones from their crash course, step back, or log infraction. Murmurs hissed. They retreated 1 pace, then 2. Talia's vents eased. He hadn't raised a hand. Just words, precise as his dual dodges. Chamberlain Sorik glided forward, goblet sloshing. His frills pulsed triumph. Consort plays scribe, not spouse. The right proves nothing permanent. He thrust a data slate at Ethan. Sign, yield her estates to true Vishari oversight.
Ethan scanned it.
Didn't touch. Counter, joint administration. Her signature first. He glanced at Talia, brow lifted. Query, not command. She nodded once. Claws tapped the slate, joint. As bonded, Sorik's vents flared crimson. Nobles chuckled, swirling more vapor wine. Dr. Mira Hahn lingered at the table's edge, her human calm, a quiet anchor. She caught Talia's eye, mouthed. Consent holds. Talia's tail flicked acknowledgement. Humans layered words like shields. Ask, affirm, hold line. A shadow bulked through the throng. Lord Kresh, alliance broker, eyes glassy from triple goblets. His frills sagged drunk, but claws flexed sharp. Little prize. He slurred at Talia. Dual luck fades, yield to real power. His hand shot out, clamped her wrist. Scales ground under grip. Test for the human. Push until claws drew blood or war ignited. Talia's heart hammered. Instinct screamed, twist free. Invoke rank. But Kresh's house backed Sorik's plots. 1 slash, and her alliance crumbled. Ethan moved. No lunge, no roar. His fingers wrapped Kresh's forearm. Controlled pressure, thumb on nerve cluster. Twist applied, not slammed. Kresh's hand sprang open. Talia pulled free, unharmed. Release enforced, Ethan said. Voice steady steel. Formal apology to Lady Talia Vesh, now. Under witness protocol. Kresh staggered. Goblet spilling. You dare. Proxy authority. Ethan cut in. Article 1-2. Beta. Apologize, or challenge circle reopens. Your house loses face either way. Silence crashed. Nobles froze, frills rigid. Kresh's elite guards tensed. Claws half-drawn. Talia held breath. Ethan's grip stayed light on Kresh. Pain-compliant, not punitive. Compassion in control. Kresh spat vapor. Fine. Apologies, lady. He yanked free, stormed to his seat. Guards trailed. The hall exhaled. Whispers swelled. Human tames without kill. Unheard. Ethan turned to Talia. Offered arm. Exit. She linked claws to his elbow. First public touch. Hers chosen. Yes, Sorik blocked the palanquin bearers. Tradition, she rides veiled. You walk behind. Talia waved them off. No. We walk, together. Her frills lifted, steady. Scales brushed his sleeve. Warmth against chill stone. They stepped into the corridor. Gas lamps flickered amber on mosaic walls. Her vents synced to his even breaths. No cage. Choice. You froze back there, he said. Quiet. No judgment. Expected claws, or worse. She glanced up. His eyes held no hunger, just scan, like checking a ship's hull for dents. Kresh tests for weakness. Sorik feeds it. Ethan nodded, saw the data trails. His alliance pushes dissolution clause. Banquet was bait. She halted. Claws tightened on his arm. You stopped him. No blood, no war. Words first, force last. He shrugged, trained it translating fringe treaties. Care's a tool, keeps allies breathing. Dr. Mira appeared from a side arch, slate in hand. Well played, both. Talia, crush log to grab, witnessed. Leverage now. She tapped Ethan's shoulder. You? Nerve hold was textbook. Humans consent check even in grabs. Talia's scales warmed. Consent, you ask air in duel. Now this. Ethan smiled faint. Habit. Mira drilled it. Vishari power assumes take. Humans build on give. They resumed pace. Palace arches loomed. Guards nodding deference. Post-duel hail lingered. Bond sealed. But Kresh's glare burned in memory. A runner skidded up. Frills panicked. Lady Talia! Sorik summons. Private council. Alliance vote at dawn. Kresh demands your solo attendance. Her tail lashed. Trap. Enter alone. Sign away holdings. Ethan tensed beside her. May I join? He asked. She met his eyes. Claws stayed linked. Yes. Bars. Mira's comm buzzed. Incoming. Human embassy ping. Backup en route. Hold line. Ethan squeezed her arm. Gentle anchor. Grid ready? Talia straightened. Frills flared gold. Locked. Council doors gleamed ahead. Sorik's voice echoed within. Yield or break. One hand had grabbed before, now fists weighted. Ethan's warmth promised, stop without shattering, but Kresh's whisper slithered from shadows. Not over, human. Alliance webs tightened. Dawn's vote loomed. Trust her claw in his hand? Or pull free? Servants scattered as armored boots echoed. Kresh's private guard, early and armed. Ethan scanned the grid. Talia gripped tighter. Collision brewed. Talia's claws pried the filigreed wall panel loose. A faint click echoed in the suite's antechamber. Her frills snapped rigid as a thumb-sized crystal glinted inside. Bishari surveillance node, pulsing blue. She yanked it free. Wires snapped. The device sparked once, then died. Ethan dropped his satchel by the door. He froze mid-step, eyes on the node in her grip. You knew. Talia's voice sliced low. She thrust the crystal toward him. This listens. In our space. He raised both hands, palms open. No denial. Suspected. Palace grids hum wrong frequencies. Ethan stepped closer. Slow. Check my comms first. Full access. She lashed her tail. Protocol screamed trap. Power offered meant power stolen later. But his gaze held steady. No flicker of scheme. Ethan pulled a slim bracelet from his wrist. Human make, matte black. He pressed it into her palm. Voice lock. Say mine to claim. Mutes my embassy line. Yours alone. Talia's scales prickled. Consent again. Humans handed blades hilt first. She hesitated, then snapped the band on. Mine. The bracelet hummed, synced to her pulse. A holographic grid flickered up. Palace schematics, overlaid with red surveillance threads snaking through walls. Ethan nodded. Your tools now. Map it. She traced a claw over the hollow. Bishari nodes lit up. Dozens, webbed from their suite to core chambers. One thick line pulsed toward Sorik's offices. Talia's frills darkened. They feed everything. Dual words, claw links. She expanded the grid. Faint echoes pinged back. Listeners active. Test them. Ethan's voice stayed even. He leaned against the bedpost, arms crossed loose. False chatter. Draw the leak. Talia's lips curled. Clever. Humans turned spies' webs against them. She activated her own comm. Pitched voice to carry. Ethan, plot this. Poison Kresh's chalice at dawn vote. Claim his seat. Silence. Then grid flared. A node in the outer hall branched hot. Runner's post. Sorik's lackey. Ethan chuckled soft. My turn. Talia agrees. Yield holdings solo. Human takes palace keys. More flares. The runner's node overheated. Relay straining. Talia killed the feed. Got you. She pocketed the dead crystal. Sorik's runner. Breath had took. Frills like wilted vines. Name, Lirak. Ethan straightened. Council now? Her tail coiled tight. Dawn vote loomed. Kresh's guards blocked doors outside, but this proof burned hotter. Private meet. Force it. She strode to the suite door, bracelet grid still humming on her wrist. Ethan followed one step back. Talia slammed the hall panel. Lirak. Crawl here. Tell Sorik. Lady Talia demands audience. Now. Bring the runner's logs, or I shred the Alliance feed myself. Footsteps scrambled. Lirak burst in, frills collapsed white. Lady, Chamberlain forbids. Talia shoved the dead node against his chest. Forbids? Your ear feeds him our bed. She activated the bracelet hollow, nodes glaring. Plot poison? Yield holdings? Lysu gulped and spat to Sorik. Lirak's eyes bulged. False. I relay only. Ethan stayed silent, shadow at her flank, but his presence anchored, warmth against her scales. Relay this. Talia gripped Lirak's collar, claws pricking, not piercing. Private council, suite. Sorik attends, or your frills decorate my wall. He bolted, stammering summons. Minutes ticked. Palace hush thickened. Then doors hissed. Sorik swept in, robe stiff, attendants trailing. Kresh lurked at edge, guards armored heavy. Outrage. Sorik hissed. Frills flared crimson. Runner cleared. Marriage farce. Talia tossed the node at his feet. It clattered. Cleared? Your web maps here. Bracelet hollow projected wide. Threads to his desk pulsing with their false words. Gasps rippled attendance. Sorik's gaze flicked to Lirak, cowering. Incompetent, Kresh snarled. Human trick. Discard the bond. Enough. Talia's voice cracked like dual stone. She stepped forward. Ethan's bracelet, her shield. Alliance votes dawned, but spies first. Shut the nodes, all. Sorik stiffened. Tradition bound him. Proof trumped rank. He signaled attendance, compliance. Logged. Grids dimmed one by one. Silence fell true. Ethan spoke then. Quiet. Grid clear, consent sealed. Talia turned to him. His eyes met hers. No triumph, just steady. She offered the bracelet back. He waved it off. Yours till trust. Her claws brushed his hand. Chosen, not forced. Frills warmed gold. Sorik cleared throat. Private terms? Holdings intact if human yields voice. Kresh leaned in. Or break now. Talia gripped Ethan's arm. Hours, but outer hall stirred. More boots. Embassy pinged her new comm. Mira, back up at gates. Hold. Grid hummed faint. One rogue node lingered deep in Kresh's wing. Talia tensed. Trust the human's warmth? Or claw free before dawn shattered all? Doors slammed open. Boots echoed across the polished stone. Talia yanked Ethan behind her frilled stance as her family's tribunal swept in. Kresh at the fore. Frills rigid black, flanked by 6 elders in verdict robes. Proof, Kresh barked, his claw stabbed toward her bracelet. Human owns you. Collar it now, or void the bond. Attendants parted. Sorik stepped forward. Node and claw. Grids flickered back on. Rogue signal pulsing from Kresh's wing. Talia tensed. Trust Ethan's warmth, or expose the spy first. Ethan squeezed her arm. Gentle pressure. She nodded once. Permission to speak? Ethan's voice cut clear. No translator lag. He met Kresh's glare. Sorik's frills twitched. Human voices beg first. Granted, Talia snapped. Protocol shielded her claim. He speaks for us. Kresh snarled. Weakness. Show control. Command her kneel. Ethan ignored him. Faced the elders. Marriage isn't ownership. Mutual duty. Oathbound. I swore to protect Talia. She swore to stand with me. Alliance demands that, not chains. Murmurs rippled. An elder leaned forward. Human words twist tradition. Vesh bonds command obedience. Sorik activated his node. Hollow bloomed, doctored footage. Talia shoving him earlier, bracelet flashing. Then Ethan waving off her return. Yours till trust. Edited seamless voiceover hissed. Disobedient mate. Weak lord. Talia's frills iced blue, lies woven tight. Attendants gasped. Kresh smirked. Weak human yields voice, Sorik intoned. Talia defies. Bond fails inspection. Ethan's jaw tightened. Talia felt it through their grip. He didn't flinch. No, her turn. Talia thrust the bracelet high. Hollow reignited. True logs, unedited. Threads to Sorek's desk. Kresh's wing. Consent clause. Ethan wrote it. I invoke. Court honors words. Or breaks own law. Elders stirred. One clawed his robe. Clause? Human addition? Mutual, Talia said. He consents to my voice. I to his protection. Spies doctored. Proof. Rogue node. Kresh lunged. Lies! Human trick! Sorek signaled guards. They blocked him. Grid scanned. Pulse locked on Kresh's sleeve. Hidden emitter. Confirmed, Sorek muttered. Frills dulled gray. Tamper logged. Talia exhaled. Ethan's hand stayed steady on her back. Warmth pierced her chill. But Kresh recovered. Irrelevant. Bond weak. Human. Leisure. Or sanction falls on you both. Elders nodded. Proof of control. Tribunal demands. Talia braced. Claws flexed. Expect cruelty now. Power's price. Ethan stepped forward. Released her arm. Bowed to elders. Sanction me instead. Full restriction. No voice. No movement. Exchange. Talia free. Full palace access. No collars. Silence crashed. Talia whipped to him. Ethan. No. His eyes locked hers. Calm. Stubborn. Your choice now. Not forced. Kresh barked laughter. Fool. Accepts punishment. Proves weakness. Sorek's frills flared intrigue. Human offers self. Tradition allows bargain. Elders conferred. Whispers sharp. Talia gripped Ethan's sleeve. Heat rose in her chest. He risked all. For her steps. Her breath. Agreed. Head elder rasped. Human sanctioned. Talia unbound. Till dawn vote. Guards seized Ethan. Cuffs snapped. Dampening field hummed. He didn't resist. Nodded to her. Grids clear. Trust sealed. They dragged him out. Doors thudded shut. Talia stood alone. Free. Frills burned gold. But Sorek approached. Node dimmed. Unwise lady. Human breaks under pressure. Kresh plots deeper. She straightened. Bracelet heavy on wrist. He chose trust. I choose back. Outer gates pinged. Mira's backup breached. Human liaison strode in, calm eyes scanning. Talia. Status? Free. Talia matched her stride. Ethan sanctioned. Tribunal bait. Mira nodded. No surprise. Classic. Humans endure. Show me the node trail. They moved. Talia led to Kresh's wing. Claws itched for truth, but Ethan's warmth lingered. Stubborn compassion, cracking her walls. Frills warmed deeper. Chamberlain Sorek trailed at distance. Logged every step. Talia ignored him. Pushed into Kresh's archive hall. Doors hissed open. Stacks of data crystals gleamed under low light. Mira knelt. Scanner out. Here, emission residue. Talia snatched a crystal. Inserted into her comm. Hollow burst. Kresh's voice. Doctor footage. Paint human fool. Bond snaps dawn. Proof solid. Send to elders, Mira said. Ethan bought time. Use it. Talia keyed transmit. Grids lit, alliance wide. Votes ticked, swaying. But alarm wailed, boots again. From depths. Kresh burst through side panel. 4 guards. Frills crimson. Traitor mate. End this. Talia dodged his swipe. Claws raked air. Mira rolled. Stun prod ready. Back up! Mira barked into comm. Talia countered. Locked Kresh's arm. Twisted, he roared. Alliance needs bond. You break it! False bond, Talia hissed. Dropped him hard. Guards charged. She wove protocol strikes. High-status forms. Precise. 1 guard crumpled. Mira zapped another. Sorek arrived then. His own guards swarmed. Cease. Elder summon. Kresh spat from floor. Human ruined her. Soft. Talia loomed. He freed me. Strength. Not chains. Elders entered. Saw proof hollow. Saw Kresh downed. Sanction Kresh. Head elder declared. Bond holds. Human. Release. Guards hauled Kresh away. Sorek signaled Ethan's cuffs off. Ethan entered, rubbing wrists. Met her gaze. No words. Just nod. She offered bracelet. He took it. Slipped it back on her wrist. Mutual. Frills flushed full gold, chosen, but Mira pinged private. Dawn vote incoming, one holdout. Sorik's kin. Sorik stiffened nearby, eyes narrowed. Talia tensed, trust deepened, but court games lingered. One claw could still slash free. Ethan leaned close, whispered, "Together?" She gripped his hand. Ours. Alliance chamber loomed ahead, votes ticked higher. Sorik cleared throat. Proceed? Or test further? Talia stepped forward, Ethan at side, ready. Dawnlight pierced the high arches as the Alliance tribunal reconvened. Talia stood tall, Ethan's presence a steady anchor beside her. The bracelet hummed soft on her wrist. Not a chain, but a link. Head elder raised claw. Votes bind. Bond affirmed. But terms, human proves endurance. Sorik projected new grid. Dampening field test. Ethan's sanction logged as voluntary. Aliens murmured. Humans endured isolation as norm. Here, it awed. Kresh's kin glowered from shadows. Last holdout. Ethan spoke first. Endurance mutual. Talia endured spies. I endure court. Alliance wins together. Mira nodded from edge. Cultural note. Humans call it partnership. Holdout frills twitched. Considered. Talia invoked final clause. Consent full. Free movement both. No tests. Elder nodded. Granted. Cheers rippled. Rare in Vesh halls. Sorik bowed crisp. Compliance logged. Talia turned to Ethan. Claws laced his fingers. Warmth bloomed true. But private comm buzzed. Mira, off-world relay. Human embassy confirms. Your marriage inspires 3 new pacts. Ethan grinned. Kindness scales. She pulled him close. Frills gold, as dawn, forced no more. Yet Sarek lingered. Lady, one node remains. Deep archive? Kresh's final play? Talia glanced at Ethan, his nod. Ready? They moved as one. Trust chosen. Bond unbreakable. Sorik unrolled the ancient scroll in the deep archive chamber. His frills stiffened. Lady Talia, the final node activates. Tradition decrees separation until consummation. Return to your private wing. Tonight, Talia's claws tightened on Ethan's hand. The bracelet hummed against her scales. His gift. Not a shackle. She met Sorik's gaze. No. Gasps echoed from the shadowed alcoves. Archivists froze mid-scan. Sorik's voice sharpened. Decree binds. Kresh's faction invokes it. Defy. And the alliance fractures. Ethan squeezed her hand once. Silent support. He scanned the scroll's glyphs. Translator implant whirring. Talia stepped forward. Alliance affirmed in tribunal. Consent clause prevails. I choose the shared suite. She turned to Ethan. With you. Sorik's frills flushed crimson. Choice. Humans twist words. Guards. Escort her. 2 armored Vesh warriors advanced. Pikes lowered. Ethan shifted, ready to block. Talia held up her palm. Stand down. I go willingly. To our suite. The guards halted. Sorik sputtered. This insults protocol. Talia ignored him. She pulled Ethan toward the exit. His steady stride matched hers. Archivists parted like waves. They reached the shared suite as dusk fell. Doors sealed with a hiss. Talia exhaled. Frills relaxed to gold. Ethan set his datapad on the low table. That was bold. You okay? She nodded. Touched the bracelet. Your kindness gave me ground to stand on. Now we make it ironclad. He grinned. Pulled up a holographic draft, working on it. Public addendum, boundaries as law. Talia leaned in, watched his fingers fly across the interface. Human script mixed with Vesh legalese. Enforceable how? Mutual veto on separations. Third-party witness. Mira. Penalty for violation. Diplomatic freeze. He projected it. Clean lines glowed. Posts to all nets tonight. Alliance wide. Her frills perked. Sorik can't counter? Not legally. Humans specialize in contracts that stick. He hit transmit. Done. Effective now. A chime confirmed. Public logs updated. Talia traced the text. First time protocol bent for her. Not against. Ethan stretched. Dinner? Mira sent ration packs. Human style. She laughed. Soft. Show me. They ate cross-legged on the floor cushions. He unpacked steaming packets, spiced protein, crisp vegetables, no vesh formal wear. Simple. Talia speared a piece. Heat bloomed on her tongue. Your food, direct. No ceremony. Practical. He chewed thoughtfully. Like care. Do it right. Every time. She watched him. No demands in his eyes, just presence. Her claws itched to reach. Night deepened. Stars pierced the viewport. Exhaustion pulled. They retired to adjacent chambers. Doors open, per choice. Talia lay awake. Frills twitched at every corridor hum. Sorik's grudge lingered. A boot thud echoed outside, then pounding. Open! Chamberlain's order! Vess voices barked. Talia bolted up, slipped into her robe. Ethan emerged, shirtless, alert. Guards? She nodded. Stay back. Doors burst open. 4 warriors stormed in. Pikes aglow. Leader thrust a comm slate. Separation decree. Lady to private wing. Human resists. Detained. Ethan raised hands. Comm. Check public addendum. Logged an hour ago. Leader scanned. Frills drooped. Irrelevant. Chamberlain overrides. No. Talia planted herself between them and Ethan. Claws out. Stance wide. Addendum binds. Mutual veto invoked. Witness. Dr. Hahn. En route. Penalty activates now. Guards shifted. Pikes wavered. Sorik's voice crackled from the slate. Seize her! Tradition. Talia activated her own comm. Tribunal log. Consent full. Addendum public. Log this coercion. She tapped the bracelet. Ethan's tech link. It broadcast live to Alliance nets. Warriors froze. Leaders' frills paled. Lady, binding authority confirmed. Withdraw. Talia's voice rang steel. They backed out. Doors resealed. Ethan exhaled. You turned my words into your shield. She faced him. Chest heaved. Our shield. Frills blazed gold. Mira's voice chimed in. Relay. Active. Sorik's play logged. Embassy pacts hold. Stronger now. Ethan stepped closer. No touch. Waited. Talia's heart raced. Fear? No. Choice. Ethan. She reached. Claws grazed his arm. Light. Voluntary. First time not protocol-driven. Skin warm under her scales. He stilled. Eyes lit. Real date, he said. Soft. Tomorrow. No courts. Just us. Walk the outer gardens? Human style. No guards. She slid her hand to his. Laced fingers. Pulled him toward the viewport. Stars waited. Yes. Frills curled content. His thumb stroked her scales. Gentle skill. No power play. Sorik's slate buzzed distant protest. Ignored. Dawn approached. Mira arrived at the door. Addendum viral. Kresh's kin silent. Talia smiled. Held Ethan's hand tighter. Forced bond. Shattered. Chosen trust bloomed. But Sorik's final whisper lingered in the logs. One hidden clause. They faced it together. Ethan poured tea. Human blend. Steaming. To partnership. She clinked her cup. To kindness that endures. They sipped. Planned the date. Guards outside. Demoted by dawn. Alliance hummed stronger. Human compassion. Vesh resolve. Unbreakable. Talia leaned into him. First voluntary rest. His arm draped easy. No expectations. Trust sealed. Yet corridor sensors pinged. Sorik approached again. No matter. She chose this. With him. Ethan murmured. Gardens have a spot. Quiet. Earth flowers Mira smuggled. Bloom at night.
Show me.
Ready. Bond chosen. Pressure forged it true. Sorik's shadow fell across the outer cam. Last gambit. Talia rose. Ethan at her side. They opened the door. Chamberlain. Her voice steady. Addendum holds. State your node. He clutched a sealed tube. Frills defiant. Deep archive truth. Marriage voids if. Ethan cut in. Read it live. Partnership clause first. Sorik hesitated. Talia nodded. Open. Tube unrolled. Glyphs glowed. But addendum overlaid. Veto supreme. Sorik deflated. Logged. Compliance. He bowed. Left. Talia turned to Ethan. Pulled him close. Lips brushed his cheek. Human custom learned. Voluntary. Date now, she whispered. Gardens wait. He laughed, took her hand. They walked out, free. Alliance watched, inspired. Kindness won, trust chosen.